Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Capitalist speaking on behalf of SESN on SBC. We're here today for a game between the Florida Flamingos and the St. Louis Archers. St. Louis, of course, 2-10, I believe the record is, approaching this 13th game. And Florida, if I remember correctly, 4-8. I should have wrote it down. I have forgotten. Florida is 5-7 and sitting in 8th place nominally. Of course, that is a three-way tiebreak for 8th place with Philadelphia and Minnesota. St. Louis in the cellar, as they were originally 4-5, and then all 4 of those wins got taken away because one of the players was cheating. Because of course. Well, we're gonna have a different Archers team on the up here. They won their last 2 games. They're 2-3 since all their wins got 2-1, since all their wins got taken away. And we'll be looking to make it 3 out of 4 against this Flamingos team. We'll have first pitch in just a moment, but for that, we'll get some scores from across the major leagues. The big one today, Tampa 5 and the New York Yankees 4. It was Rasmussen who took them all the way to the 7th. Yankees tried to rally late. They had 2 runs in the 7th and 2 runs in the 9th, but it was not enough against the second-tier relievers of the Rays. Bats have been quiet, and the Rays held on for the series victory. In Baltimore, it was Cade Povich pitching a gem. He beat Hauser and the Giants by a score of 6-2. Basayo hit a big 2-run home run that helped them in that victory. Then in Cincinnati, it was Angels and Reds. It looked a little bit nervy at the end. Cincinnati scored 3 runs in the 8th and the 9th, but Jose Soriano dominated in the beginning, and plenty of runs were scored then by the Angels. They held on to win 9-6. In New York, it was the completion of a sweep as the Athletics beat the Mets 1-0. They scored their lone run in the 3rd inning solo shot by Nick Kurtz, star first baseman of the Athletics. Started out a little slow, but he's been speeding up. And Savali and many relievers carried it all the way to beat Freddie Peralta and the Mets. Then in Milwaukee, it was the Nats who won their series. It was back and forth, but the Nats did hold on. They had 4 runs in the 7th and 2 runs in the 8th. 4 runs scored off Zerpa, the loser, in relief. Poland got the win. I believe it's C.J. Poland, and the Nationals won 8-6. Then in Seattle, it was Logan Gilbert who refound his form, out-dueled the Astros, and the Mariners won by a score of 6-1. Other scores: D-backs beat the Phillies 4-3. Twins beat the Blue Jays 8-2. Tigers beat the Marlins 8-2. White Sox eked it out of the Royals 6-5. Red Sox thromped the Cards 9-3. Cubs walked it off in the bottom of the 9th over the Pirates 7-6 after trailing 5-0. Rockies lost to the Padres 7-2. DeGrom pitched a 9-strikeout gem against the Dodgers, and then the Rangers won 5-2. And the lone game currently in progress is in Atlanta. Chris Sale is on the mound for the Braves, and the Braves and the Guardians. The Braves are leading 3-0 over the Guardians. So that's all the scores from the MLB. It's the last day of the season for the NBA. Those games are either underway or about to start in, I'd say, roughly half an hour. We're almost ready here for Archers baseball. I regret that I did not print out a scorecard before this game. I was not expecting to stream. I was not feeling it, and then I decided, why not? So I'm writing on the back of index cards, and we'll see how well it goes. Florida will bat first. They're their away team, and of course St. Louis to take the field. I believe it's SharkyJinx on the mound today. Announced starter. Last time we were out, let's see. I wasn't there. It was Caleb Plays on the mound pitching for the Archers, I believe. Well, we're ready here for Archers baseball. And Hockey Monkey, I believe, is the Florida playing manager, and he steps in for the first at-bat. I believe I'll be joined by Tyrese later on in this game, but for now it'll just be me. I apologize if my volume's a little low. Not been feeling good as of late. Not health-wise, I'm fit as a fiddle, but I'm sure you can figure out what that means otherwise. So, we're almost ready here for Sonic's Baseball. Sonic's Baseball, Archer's Baseball, excuse me. And, let's see. Will in fact be SharkyJinx, straight out of Kampuchea, allegedly. Pitching to Hockey Monkey. Excuse me 1 second while I get the link for this Archers. First pitch from the left-hander is on the inside half the plate. We are underway here in St. Louis for a called first strike. Sharky has been dominant on the mound. And that is hit out to right center field, where... Who is that? Makes the catch. I actually have no idea who that is. I'm sorry. Everyone on this team has been changing their avatars as of late. It brings up baller value. I imagine that this is their alt because they probably got banned. You know how it is. First pitch on the outside half for called first strike. Trying to figure out what the... Oh, that's right, they changed to foul to the back of the screen, and the count goes to 0-2. Get you those scores from NBA when I have the chance. A couple of play-in spots, seeding-wise, in the Eastern Conference, one in the Western Conference, and a playoff spot versus play-in spot as well, as CP Fire takes that one himself to first base, and Baller is retired. Brings up Clouds. Clouds batting a solid 500. Sharky been efficient as of late. And efficient today out of the gate. The Southpaw's ready and swung and missed over the top for first strike. So first strike on the first three batters today for Sharky. It's definitely a good way to get outs quick. The port sider delivers, and it swung on a miss. I think that would have been a called second strike on the inside half. Couldn't time it up properly, and Sharky now has room to maneuver from the long windup. And the pitch is right down Broadway for strike three. Taken. Just cannot prepare for that one, so no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And the score after half an inning is 4-0. St. Louis nothing. St. Louis coming to bat. It's going to be CP Fired, the playing manager of St. Louis. We'll wait a second to see who's actually pitching, because it's always someone else on the mound. ChocoFans, perhaps. Looks like the Florida ace. It's pretty good stats. Sorry, I'm just writing in. St. Louis pitching is Sharky. Opening. And as CP Fired swings and misses, underneath that one on the slow hook. Right-handed pitcher is ready, and that one in the dirt. 1-1. It's ChocoFans for Florida. Choco. The 1-1 is served up the middle to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and get to the warning track. Rounding first, heading second is CP Fired, and he will come in standing for the first hit of today. Falls to St. Louis, A runner in scoring position for Cool Dude, who had a beautiful game last time out for the Archers and looked to extend that hot streak. So CP fired with a leadoff double, splits the outfielders. Very well placed hit. And Choco delivers on the outside half, perhaps the corner I think he got for swing and a miss. Strike one. Right-hander delivers, and the pitch is fouled to the third base side, and the count goes to 0-2. On deck for St. Louis. I have no idea who that is. Sorry. The 0-2 is hit up the middle to second base. I'll advance CP fired to third. So productive out by Cool Dude as CP fired doubled. Cool Dude grounds 4-3. I don't know if that's a fielder's choice. I think it's a fielder's choice. Brings up Matthew. Remember a different avatar. Matthew, I believe, finished the day. Oh, whoa! That's lifted to straightaway center field. Going, and gone for a big two-run home run here by Matthew. Well, I was just about to say, was on the mound last time out, I believe, in relief. Well, pitchers can hit too. Matthew rounding third and heading home. That's the wrong camera angle. With the first two St. Louis runs. And they have an early 2-0 lead here at home. It's been an anemic offense before the loss of their star player to exploiting, which I guess can you really call a star player if they're exploiting? Not really sure, but either way, big two-run home run for the Archers. They've certainly had livelier bats ever since they got all their wins taken away. So it's Newbley, who I've never seen play, actually. Must be a mid-season signing, and the last couple games I haven't streamed. So 0-2 on Newbley, and swings and misses for the second out. Strike three. Brings up Sharky. Sharky has been not the best at the plate, but of course, if you pitch well on the mound, then you can let the other people do the hitting. So 2 outs here, and 2 runs already across the board for the Archers. First pitch, hard hook on the outside half, and Sharky cannot catch up to it. Reacted a bit too slow. Choco looking to get past that big home run. Sharky lays down a bunt. It's going to be a good throw from the... What? First baseman off the bag. And... Well... A runner is aboard for Kayla Plays on the infield single. Kayla has not been very good at the plate either. Been dependable on the mound. So, I mean, technically that would be a fielding error in the MLB on the first baseman. But, well, it's IPU. Here's the 0-1. And it's it's high and fouled out of play to the backstop. We got the Lindy Hop going on here behind us. The 0-2 pitch is out on its way inside, and a check down gets the runner. I have no idea why Sharky was that far off the mound, so Kayla does not bat in the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits. No error. Sorry, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and none left. So the score after 1 is St. Louis 2 and Florida nothing. Didn't save. 3 hits. There we go. Well, Florida coming back here through Riley Kias. Riley was on the Sonics Major League team, was an important player in that famous 10-1 comeback over the Los Angeles Reapers before they renamed to Portland. I kickstarted the Sonics drive all the way to the Pennant Series, the championship series where they lost to the then the champions of that year, the Archers. And he laces that one up the middle for a base hit. And there's a leadoff man aboard here for Florida, their first hit on the game. Sharky's still out there for a second inning of work. The pitch is fouled, first base side, and the count goes 0-1. APR for Florida, 138. Here's the left-hander's pitch. It's on the inside and swung on and missed for strike 2. Got him with a good hook. Excuse me. The 0-2 now is on the money on the outside edge of the plate for a called third strike. Sharky with his second strikeout on the day. And it brings up 305 Toppy with 1 on and 1 away. Here's the pitch on the inside edge for a called first strike. Sharky been pitching very well. A lot of first pitch strikes. It's what you like to see out of your starter. Let them go a long way. And here's the pitch. It is hit to the second baseman. Second to short. And the throw not in time. Fielder's choice, 4-6. And it brings up the pitcher Choco with now 1 on and 2 away. So Caleb playing at the Keystone. Could not get the throw over to shortstop on the first clutch. Allowed 305 to reach. And Choco swings and misses, strike 1. The 0-1 is in the dirt and swung on anyways by Choco. Here's the pitch. High and inside. Good take. The 1-2 is belted out to right field. And that is going, and gone. Well, Choco gives up a 2-run home run in their pitching half of the first and comes around to help their own cause and tie up this ball game here in the top half of the second. Well, just laced it down the line. Must have hung that curve up there. And just like that, score now reads 2-2. Well, it brings up the Kosovan, I doubt, Isaac triple. Well, just like that, we got a brand new ball game, 2-run home run. Scores Toby, ahead of him, Choco. Isaac batting 175. Choco came in this game batting 150, but doesn't matter. You can give a meatball to about anyone in the league, and they should be expected to hit it at least far, as that's hit over the head of the second baseman and will fall into the right fielder's glove. It'll be a Texas leaguer between second and right. And just like that, the 9-man's up, Wicked Boy. So 2-out single for Kazi. Forgot to write the name on my scorecard. Sharky delivers. Inside and high, fastball. Two runs on 3 hits for Florida. 2 runs on 3 hits for St. Louis. Top half of the second, that's hit. Bounding ball, shortstop, slow to react to it. Be a long throw to first, and it will not be in time. And just like that, first and second. And still 2 away. So 4th hit of the inning for Florida. And brings up the playing manager, Hockey Monkey, looking to break open this ball game. Last at bat for the manager. Here's the pitch. It is hit up the middle. The shortstop, Cool Dude, makes a redemptive play to retire the side on the pop out to short. So, for Florida in the inning, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left, and the score after 1 1/2 inning reads Florida 2 and St. Louis 2. Caleb Plays coming to bat, was batting when Sharky got picked off of first, as Caleb swings and misses, had a hook well inside. That is hit weakly to short. Third baseman scoops in front. It's a good throw, and it brings up Geeked. So ground ball 5-3. First out here in the bottom half. So Geeked, more known for pitching well than hitting well. Used to be above 100. I guess that's the new Mendoza line these days. Here's the pitch from the right-hander, and it's checked, but it was in the zone. 0-1 the count. Batter calls time and steps away. Sharky perhaps a bit unsettled by that 2-run home run, as he lost his control and gave up a couple hits. Geek swings over the top of that one, in the dirt. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch now is high and taken upstairs. Count goes to 1-2. Choco looking to keep the score knotted at 2 apiece. And the pitch inside, and count goes even now at 2-2. On deck is someone I don't know. 2-2. On its way. Here it comes. And it's hit. It's hit past the second baseman. It just scooted by. Slow reaction time there at the Keystone. And Geeked is aboard with a 1-out single. So I was about to say it was going to be an easy ground out, but I guess not. Can't take anything for granted these days. 4th hit for St. Louis, thanks to some slow fielding. And it's him. Steps in. I should have recognized the avatar. I apologize. Batting 143. I believe mid-season signing. Swings over the top of that one, and the count goes to 0-2. 1 on and 1 out here. Tie score 2-2. Here's the pitch from the right-hander, and it's swung on and missed high. I believe I saw that same pitch, so I think this pitcher's in a routine. Well, either way, it's a strikeout swing, and it brings up Astro in the 9-hole. So 1 on and 2 away. Astro midseason signing has been hitting pretty good. Some decent pitching in there as well. It's a hook on the outside half. Count goes 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt. A lot of lag. 1-1 the count. Well, that was really loud. Let me just say that much. It was very loud. Here's the 1-1. Swung on a miss on an inside hook. Count goes 1-2. So Choco looking to slam the door here. Working around that 1-out single to Geeked. And now here's the 1-2. On its way as Astro steps back in. Pitcher's ready, and it swung on another fastball high. I should have seen that one coming. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after 2 full innings remains Florida 2 and St. Louis 2. So Sharky back to the mound. Baller up for the 2nd time today. Grounded unassisted to the first baseman in the 1st inning. It will be Baller, then Dude, then Riley Kiaz. Here's the pitch inside, 1-0. Try to hit the corner and missed. Sharky, good first inning. Got knocked around a little bit in the second. Here's the 1-0. On the corner and hit out to right field, but there to make the catch is I have no idea. I'll find out again next time. Well, it brings up Cloud, who I said was Dude. I misread my index card. Once again, I'm not keeping score on a scorecard like I normally do. It's on an index card. It's going to be a very interesting photo at the end of the game. 0-1 on Cloud as he waves at a 12-6 on the inside edge. Cloud struck out looking, first time up to end the first inning. Here's the pitch. That's fouled to the first base side, out of play. Makes the seats. Due up for St. Louis in the top half and the bottom half of the third. 1, 2, 3. CP fired, Cool Dude, and Matthew. As Clouds looks at that one for the second strikeout today, both looking, and it brings up Riley Kias with 2 out and nobody on. Riley had a clean single last time up to lead off the second, was taken out by the fielder's choice, but that runner that he would have been still scored. That's a weak ground ball to short on to first eventually, not in time. First baseman off the bag, did not get there at all. Well, I don't know what to say. Looks like we're having some rotation. Kayla is still at second. And out to right goes Cool Dude after that single. So Riley Kias, 2 for 2 today, and brings up APR. Struck out looking for the first out in the second last time up. That's fouled to the first base side, 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed underneath that one. A good curve on the inside half. Count goes 0-2. Do I get paid for this? No. As APR strikes out looking for the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after 3.5 remains Florida 2, St. Louis 2. And here comes the manager, CP5, for his last at-bat today. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sharky. So a good bounce back after giving up that 2-run home run. So here comes CP. CP had a clean double his first time up. This is his last time up. In the dirt and count even at 1-1. CP has not been the most, no offense, of course, has not been the most productive manager of all the teams. Just above 200, slightly higher now with that double. But the leadership is more important than the bat. Of course, they can only bat twice a game. That certainly hampers your batting average. Swings and misses at the slow ball high. Count goes 1-2. So here's the pitch. And it's in the dirt and swung on and missed for strike 3. CP fired down for the first out in the bottom half of the third. It brings up Cool Dude now. Cool Dude grounded second to first. On a fielder's choice, I don't know if it actually counts as a fielder's choice. It advanced CP to third. Here's Choco. Cool Dude way out in front of that one. 0-1. ChromeKey buns. Sorry, I didn't have the chat open. Sharky is drunk. Not bad. Sharky is drunk. Get me out of VC with ChromeKey. So I guess we got 2 storylines going on today. It's 0-2 on Cool Dude, and the pitch is on its way eventually. Kick, wind, delivers. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Cool Dude. Reaching too far for that one, and is rewarded with a trip to the dugout. So it brings up Matthew with 2 out, nobody on. Matthew hit that booming 2-run home run to center field, and I wish I was a little more happy today. I would have been a little louder. But at least it wasn't like X5 Owen last year when I kept putting the stream on standby every time he hit a home run. Here's the pitch, outside, 1-0. I expect Choco to pitch around Matthew this time. One and 0 on its way, and the pitch is high, and Matthew swings early, and the count goes even at 1-1. Get you those scores from across the National Basketball Association in just a moment. Here's the 1-1 on the outside corner. Count goes 2-1. It was a good pitch, but Matthew held up. Final day of the regular season in the NBA. Here's the 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. I expect another pitch around. There's only one game currently going on, a couple about to start. It's Celtics 108, Magic 104. I'll tell you what the finals in the other games were. Here's the 3-1. It is check swinged, and I believe that was in there for a strike. Count goes 3-2. Hornets beat the Knicks 110-96. Cavaliers beat the Wizards 130-117. Pistons beat the Pacers 133-121. Heat beat the Hawks 143-117. 76ers beat the Bucks 126-106. The payoff pitch was on the money on the outside edge, and Matthew goes down looking. It's a strikeout of the side for Choco. No runs on no hits, no errors, and none left. Score after 3 full innings remains St. Louis 2 and Florida 2. Take you to the top half of the 4th. It's going to be 6, 7, 8. Toby, Choco, and Kuzi was on the back of the jersey, but I did not see the actual name. Our other score was Raptors 136, Nets 101. Coming up today at the 7:30 Eastern window as Sharky delivers the first pitch, swung on a miss for strike 1. Grizzlies take on the Rockets, Bulls take on the Mavericks, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Suns, Thunder, Nuggets, Spurs, Jazz, Lakers, Warriors, Clippers, and Kings, Trailblazers. So I guess the Eastern Conference played first today, and then the Western Conference, as Toby looks at a curve that took a good strong portion of the plate, and the count goes 0-2. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Count 1-2. And lastly, 4 scores from around the English Premier League. Crystal Palace came from behind to beat Newcastle United 2-1. Here's Sharky's 1-2, and that's hit flared out to center field, and it will fall in front of Geeked, I believe that is, for a leadoff single for Toby. So Toby was 0-1 with the fielder's choice. And it brings up Choco, who drove in Toby with a 2-run home run last time up. Nottingham Forest battled to a 1-1 draw with Aston Villa. Sunderland kept Tottenham in the relegation zone 1-0 as Choco reaches out for that one and hits that one weakly to second. Second, Kayla takes it herself, and there's no chance for the out at first. So fielder's choice, unassisted by the second baseman. Brings up Isaac. Okay. Oh, excuse me, bad angle. Swung on and missed in the dirt, and the count 0-1. 2 runs on 6 hits for Florida. 2 runs on 4 hits for St. Louis. Isaac waves at that one. Count goes to 0-2. And lastly, Man City gained 3 points on Arsenal, who are at the top, with a 3-0 victory over Chelsea. And those are your 4 scores today in the Premier League. Swung on and missed by Isaac, who was nowhere close to that one. And it brings up Wicked Boy, the 9-man, who singled, infield single last time up. There's 1 on and 2 away. Here's the pitch from Sharky. Swings and misses. Choco dancing off of first. Sharky on the mound. The 0-1. Swung on a miss underneath that one. Count goes 0-2. So looking to finish it off here. Here's the pitch. And down goes Wicked for the third out on the K. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. 2 more strikeouts to Sharky's credit. And the score after 3.5 remains 4-2. St. Louis 2. So here is Newbley. Moved to short. Struck out swinging. First time up in the first. Well, here's the pitch. And that's laced out to left field. That is going to fall. Shortstop cannot get there in time. Newbley is fainting. Go to second as no one was covering the bag. And it brings up Sharky with 1 on and nobody out. Leadoff man aboard, excuse me, in the form of Newbley. I consumed some sriracha. That's pretty embarrassing, because we all know that there are better hot sauces out there. I'm sorry. Well, Sharky statues for the first pitch, and it's high, 1-0. Sharky 1 for 1, beat out an infield bunt. Sharky running off 8 buzz balls and a second Coors Light. That is correct. It's like a horseshoe. Like, if you gotta either drink no alcohol or you drink a lot of alcohol to be really good. Well, 1-1 on Sharky, as Sharky, I think, did a loop around the batter's box. Here's the pitch. It's late. 1-2 on the swing, that is. There's a good curve. Here's the 1-2. Hit straight to the second baseman. Newbley needs to get back. He does. It's a line out to second. Sharky hit it well and was unlucky to not get rewarded with a hit there. Brings up Kayla plays. Kayla grounded third to first. In the second, was up in the first when Sharky was on base, but Sharky got picked off. 0-1, as that is a strike on the outside half of the plate. What was laced? I assume that's Morgana in the chat, as that is hit out to third base and caught for the second out. So a weak little flare. That line out. Yes, I agree. Well, here's Geeked. 1 for 1 with an infield single. Was it an infield single? No, it was the one that just snuck past the second baseman, I believe. Well, it's 1-0. Takes the first pitch. Here is the 1-0. Check swing. Did not go around. 2-0 now. Geeked. Climb back above that 100 mark. The last at bat. 2-0 is on the outside edge for a called first strike. Due up for Florida. Should be 1-2-3. Someone batting in Hockey Monkey's position. Baller as Geek swings and misses. 2-2, and Cloud 1-2-3. On deck is him for St. Louis. The 2-2 pitch is high, and the count goes full at 3-2. So you can expect the runner to be in motion here, if they taught him that. Payoff pitch is on its way from Choco after some thinking. Here's the pitch. It swung on and missed. Couldn't time that one up right. So the leadoff single is squandered, and we go to the top half of the 5th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after 4 full remains Florida 2, St. Louis 2. So 1 strikeout in the inning for Choco. Choco has struck out 1, 3, 6, 7 through 4. For St. Louis, Sharky has struck out 2, 4, 6. So a good pitcher's duel all the way thus far. Both gave up a 2-run home run. ChromeKey is the man to bat. In the playing manager's position, Hockey Monkey. This is the top half of the 5th. ChromeKey in 5. Pinch hit. For the first man, I'm doing my score on an index card. I have no idea how this is going to go. I think I have room for like 1 more inning on here. 1-0, long windup is fouled. Third base side, excuse me, and out of play. ChromeKey, probably late to the party. I imagine they would have been in the starting lineup. Good 300 batter, that's what you want. Just taking a second to calm themselves. Kayla was ready. Sharky was ready, excuse me, and here's the pitch outside, 2-1. And ChromeKey calls time again. And that's hit sharply to third. Third on to first. And Matthew there to make the play for the first out. So it brings up baller value. Baller value 0 for 2 today. Flew out to right last time up in the 3rd. And grounded unassisted to first in the 1st. Here is the pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. And now count at 2-1. That's rifled to the left field line. It's a fair ball. Him is up with it. And the throw will not be in time. It will be a 1-out double for baller value for his first hit of the day. Comes with 1 out. And it brings up Clouds. Clouds looking for his first hit as well. 7th hit of the day for Florida. Another clean double. Sharky looking to bear down here. Cloud struck out looking, both times up. That is hit out to the second base. Then Kayla and caught. I don't know why Kayla threw to first. But either way, there is 2 down in the inning now. And here is Sharky. Pitching to Riley Kias, who is 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. One a little more earned than the other. One he beat out on the infield. One he rifled through the box into center field. Swung and a missed. 0-2 now on Riley. Calls time. Riley, as I said, was on the Sonics Season 27 roster. It was his first HCBBL league experience. Now he is in the IPU. Here's the 0-2. Swung and missed. Strike 3. So Sharky wins this duel over Riley Kias. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a 1 left in the top half of the 5th. We go to the bottom half, and the score remains Florida 2 and St. Louis 2. So Choco back here, him is out in left field. It'll be 8-9-1. Him, Astro, and somebody to bat in the manager's CP fired's position. First pitch is a strike on him. Him struck out swinging in the second, his first time up. The 0-1 now. Is swung on and missed for strike 2. Oh-2 is taken downstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. Game has been even by a pair of home runs as Him swings and misses at that one for strike 3, fastball way high, a little extracurricular by the catcher. It was a 2-run home run by Matthew, and then a 2-run home run by Choco in back-to-back half innings, bottom of the first and top of the second, respectively. Choco gets one over on Astro. Count goes to 0-1 after the 12-6. Pitch swung on and missed. High fastball. The St. Louis bats just can't hold up. They need to get those long at-bats. That's what won them their last 2 games. That's what gave them a good chance in their loss to San Diego, I believe it was. Here's the 0-2. Astro squares down to bunt to the third base side, lags his way all the way over to first, and is in time with an infield single. So good hustle by Astro. Gets a man on board for St. Louis and for Cool Dude, who has been shifted up in the lineup. 6th hit of the day for the Archers. It was good to catch the third baseman napping, and it was a poor throw. That is hit by Cool Dude to first base, where it will be caught, and there's 2 away. So brings up Newbley. Instead of Matthew, I think there was too many disconnects and moved the lineup around. So 2 outs now in the bottom half of the 5th. That is hit weakly, foul, third base side, and there will be no catch made by Clouds, just far enough outside of the reach. So Newbley waits, had a single, and there was a pick off of first off of Astro to end the inning. So pick off 2-3 ends the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and none left. To the top of the 6th we go, and the score remains Florida 2, St. Louis 2. So Sharky deal out here to pitch the top of the 6th. APR, 305 Toby, and the pitcher Choco. 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Left-hander is ready, and here's the pitch. Fouled to the third base side and well out of play, and the count evens now at 1-1. Here is the 1-1 pitch. It is inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Hitter's count here for APR, and the pitch on the outside half, swung and missed nonetheless. Count goes to 2-2. So Deuce is wild here to lead off the top half of the 6th. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, and down goes APR. Here's 305 Toby. Toby single last time up in the 5th, and grounded into fielder's choice and scored in the 2nd. 1-1 on Toby now. The pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 2. So 1-2 now from the port sider, and here it comes. It's grounded straight to first. Matthew will take it himself for the second out of the inning. Here's Choco. Choco grounded into fielder's choice, unassisted by second base. Reached on that and was left stranded and hit a 2-run home run in the second. Quickly in an 0-2 count now. Sharky looking to avoid hanging another curve to Choco. That's what caused that 2-run homer. Here's the pitch. And it's in the dirt, and the count goes 1-2. Have to get another card ready here. Ran out of side on the Miami, Florida half, as that's fouled to the first base side, and the count remains put at 1-2. The 1-2 is hit out to left field. Him will get there in time to make a beautiful catch. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. And the score after 5.5 innings remains Florida 2 and St. Louis 2. St. Louis coming to bat. It'll be Newbley first up for St. Louis in the inning, as he was at bat when Astro got picked off of first. So that's fouled, out of play. The count goes to 0-1. Swung and missed. Strike 2. Should be Newbley, Sharky, and Caleb plays. As count now 1-2, unless there's been changes in the lineup. It's going to be Matthew on deck. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Score is still 2-2. Bottom half of the 6. Both pitchers have been pitching well. Sharky for the Archers and Choco for the Flamingos. Here's the 2-2, and that is hit sharply through the glove of the shortstop, and Newbley is aboard with a single, is rounding and heading to second, because Florida's slow to get to the bag. So leadoff single for Newbley, and it brings up Matthew now. Matthew hit a big 2-run home run his first time up in the first, struck out looking in the third. Check swings went around, ball in the dirt. Count 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swung and missed on the corner. 0-2 the count now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3, and down goes Matthew with the first out in the inning. Brings up Sharky now. Sharky with 2 at-bats in the game. Singled and was picked off of first and lined sharply to second. Been pitching brilliantly and hoping to get a second hit here. Choco, the better of the two, just on the basis of Choco hitting the 2-run home run for Florida. 0-1 on Sharky, swings and misses at the fastball high. Here's the pitch. It is hit down the third base line. Third, on to short at second base. On to first, not in time. Fielder's choice. 5-6. And Sharky aboard. Brings up Caleb plays. Change to Frog Race's avatar. I'm joking. Frog Race's avatar a little different. But here's the pitch. Pop that one foul. And the catcher makes the catch to retire the side. No runs on one hit, no errors, and none left. And the score after 6 full reads Florida 2, St. Louis 2. So it's been a pitcher's duel all the way, just a pair of 2-run home runs. Sorry, I was just filling in my score. 1 left in the inning, 1 strikeout, and nobody walked. So let's see. I have room for 1 more inning of Florida on this side of my index card. It will be 8-9-1, Isaac, Wicked Money, and ChromeKey to lead off the top half of the 7th. So Sharky in here to pitch a 7th inning of work. Pitch count in good condition. Glubby has entered the game. Glubby has been missing for a bit, I believe. Back just the same. A hard player. Puts in a lot of effort. And we'll see if it pays off in this game. Isaac is 1 for 2 today with a single, was left stranded at second, and a strikeout swinging. Sharky is ready. And the pitch, first one on this side of the stretch, is a curve outside 1-0. One-0 is on its way, and it's fouled to the third base side. A good change in speed there by Sharky, and Isaac just has to fight it off. Count even at 1-1. Sorry, my drink. Here's the 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swung and missed. Count even at 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2. Oh! Painted on the outside edge of the plate for a called strike 3. So down goes Isaac, first out here in the top half of the 7th, and Wicked comes to bat. Wicked 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout looking. Sharky is ready, and the pitch is swung on a missed on the inside edge. I believe that was inside. Here's the 0-1 now. Sharky pitching quicker, a little bit of change in pace, and it's in there for called strike 2. Hook at the knees. In the zone. The 0-2 now is on its way, and here it comes. And fastball looking for a called strike 3. Wicked boy just got railroaded there, had no idea what was going on. Brings up ChromeKey now. ChromeKey grounded out, third to first, pinch hitting in the 5th inning for Hockey Monkey, the playing manager. That is grounded foul, first base side, and the count goes 0-1. So Sharky, after a couple innings of missing that first pitch strike, has come back here and is 2 strikes away now from striking out the side. Pitch is swung on halfway and missed nonetheless, so it's going to be a strike either way. Count 0-2. So here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and Sharky has struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left, and the score after 6.5 is Florida 2 and St. Louis 2. And it brings up him. It should be 8-9-1. Him, Astro, and someone to bat in CP Fired's place. Him is 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, both swinging. In case you missed it, the score is 2-2, bottom half of the 7th, St. Louis at bat. Here's Choco out to deal a 7th inning of work. Been pitching brilliantly. I'm just making sure it was in fact still Choco. 0-1 on him. Gets ahead early. Choco's been doing a good job of that all throughout the game, racking up the Ks. Swung and missed, strike 2. I have no idea why him's character is doing a 90-degree turn, but you know that's how it goes. Here's the 0-2 now from Choco. The pitch is on the inside and low corner for a called strike 3. So down goes him, and it brings up Astro. Astro 1 for 2, bunt single, last time up in the 5th, was picked off a first and struck out swinging in the 2nd. That is bunted to the first base side. Pitcher is up with it to make the play. And 1-3 put out. Brings up Geeked now. Geeked is 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout swinging. Takes that first pitch and the count 1-0. Here's the 1-0, and it's on that outside and high corner for 1-1 count. Choco now has struck out at least 1 every inning as Geek swings and misses for strike 2. 1 already in this inning, and before that, 9 in the previous 6. So looking for strikeout 11 here. The 1-2 taken upstairs. Count 2-2 for Sharky on the opposite side through 7 innings, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11 strikeouts. A real pitcher's duel. Here's the 2-2. And Geeked. Watch that one sail by for a called strike 3. No runs. I can't write backwards K all of a sudden. No hits. No errors. And none left in the bottom half of the 7th. So after 7 full, the score remains Florida 2 and St. Louis 2. So top of the 8th, and I have to move to another index card for Florida. It's going to be Baller, Cloud, and Riley, 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Here's the 0-1, and it's fouled sharply down the first base line. Matthew not playing close to the line, and if that was fair, that might have been a 2-bagger. But it's 0-2 in the count. And the pitch is hit weakly out to the third base side, and the shortstop cannot make the play. It's going to be a leadoff single for Florida, excuse me, and that's been the first hit in a while. Florida's 8th. Brings up Clouds. Clouds is 0 for 3 today as I dropped my headset and I dropped my scorecard. Swung on and missed in the dirt. 0-1 the count. Cloud has struck out twice, both looking, and popped to second base. Here is the 0-1 and swung and missed underneath that one by some. Count goes to 0-2. Here's the 0-2, and that is hit down the third base line, and that is fair, and that could be trouble for St. Louis. Rounding second, heading to third. Here's the throw down the line, and that will hold the runner. It's second and third, a big double by Cloud, and Sharky in a world of trouble now as Cloud rips his first hit of the day. It brings up the dangerous Riley Kias, who struck out last time, but 2 singles, and hits that one on a one-hopper to short. The throw comes to the plate, and Baller is going to be out on the force. So a heads-up play there by the shortstop. Fielder's choice, 6-2. Runner Cloud advances to third, and Riley to first. Brings up APR, 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. Good play there by the shortstop. That is Nobby. And one on APR that's hit up the box, and that is going to bring in the third Florida run. Kayla cannot get there in time. Did not matter. First and second, RBI single for APR. Riley to second base, and Cloud around to score. So the score now is 3-2 in favor of St. Louis. Florida, excuse me. Here's the pitch to Tobby. Tobby 1 for 3 today. Grounded to fielder's choice in the second, singled in the fourth, and grounded out to first last time up in the fifth. In the sixth, excuse me. It's 1-1 now. So Sharky giving up 3 hits in this inning and 1 run. Good play. Otherwise, the score perhaps would be 4-2 Florida. Due up for St. Louis should be as Tobby rifles that one to right field. That one's gonna get to the track. Cool dude. The ball fell. Ground rule double. And RBI ground rule double. And it's going to be Astro on for Sharky. APR to third, and Riley Kias to score. So the score now is, in fact, 4-2 St. Louis. So that will do it for Sharky as Choco swings and misses. Astro on with 1 out. So Sharky goes 1/3 of the inning, and Astro to finish. 0-2 now quickly on Choco. The pitch. Called strike 3 for the second out in the inning. Brings up Isaac. Isaac 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a single. That's hit up the box and line straight to Kayla at second. So a run-saving catch. Ends the inning, but not before 2 crossed the plate. There was 2 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. No errors, and 2 left. 1K in the inning to Astro. who finished the inning. It's the bottom of the 8th now, and Cool Dude up to bat. Cool Dude is 0 for 3 today. Grounded fielder's choice. Struck out swinging and popped to first. Bottom of the 8th, and Florida now leading by 2 runs. Here's the 1-1. Swung and a miss, and the count goes 1-2. The 1-2 is on its way. And here it comes. That's bounded to the pitcher's mound. Pitcher Choco will take it himself, 1-3. So Cool Dude finishes the day 0 for 4, perhaps, unless we go to extra innings. Newbley is in. Newbley is 2 for 3, singled 2 times, and struck out swinging. Takes that first pitch in the dirt, and the count goes 1-0. Here's the 1-0 now. And way out in front of that 1-1. Sitting on a fastball, got a slow curve. One. Popped to short. Tobby there to make the catch. And there is 2 away. Brings up Matthew. Matthew 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and the big 2-run home run. That's been the lone score for the Archers. Hits that one the opposite way over the head of the first baseman, past the diving second baseman. And it's going to be a 2-out single for Matthew. So St. Louis finally back in the hit column, and it brings up Glubby for the first time today. Glubby batting now for CP fired, I guess. Glubby in the 8th, 1-0. Glubby has been a dependable bat for the Archers, and they surely need more of those. Two 2-0 on Glubby. Checkdown was not in time. And the count goes to 3-0. Choco pitching around, trying to finish this game. Perhaps it's time to call on for a reliever. Here's the 3-0. In there for called strike 1. Count goes 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Fouled opposite way, and the count now full at 3-2. So the payoff pitch is on its way here. Bottom of the 8th, and St. Louis down by 2 with 2 outs in the inning and the tying run at the plate. Glubby in his first at bat today has worked the count full, and the pitch is fouled, third base side. Glubby just fought that one off. Perhaps was sitting slow ball, had to pull the trigger. It would have been late. 100th pitch on the way for Choco. And we do the payoff pitch again, and here it comes. Foul to the backstop, out of play, and the count stays full. A long at bat now for Glubby. Has worked Choco to the 101st pitch now, and it's that'll be on its way. Right-hander has been brilliant and has struck out 12, I believe, by my recollection. Looking for number 13. Here it is. It's hit up the middle. That is back at the warning track. And why is the outfielder there to make the catch to end the inning? Well, a bit unlucky for Glubby. He gave it a ride and just missed a home run. I have no idea why the center fielder was playing so far back. That was caught against the wall. Well, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and there's by Wicked Boy's own admission. Oh, okay. Matthew Langdale. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. First inning without a strikeout for Choco, but much happier that he didn't give up a 2-run home run there. Astro on for his 1 2/3 inning of work coming up. If he finishes the inning, that is. Wicked Boy. Then ChromeKey. And then Baller, who made that brilliant catch in center field. 1-0 on Wicked. Astro pitching quick. Count now 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on, missed. Count 1-2. Long 8th inning. Sharky just couldn't get him out at the end. Wicked Boy strikes out swinging for the first out. The top half of the 9th. And Florida looking to run out the winners here as it stands, 4-2. Here's a pitch from ChromeKey. Swung on a miss. Strike 1. That is hit up the middle, but straight into the mitt of Caleb Plays for the second out. And it brings up Baller, who singled and was thrown out at home last time up in that 2-run 8th inning. It's kickstarted the rally, of course. Cannot deny that. And saved at least 1 run in center field. The pitch. Swung on, missed way early in that one. Baller 2 for 4 today. Good day with a double and a single. The 0-1 in the dirt and the count even at 1-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2 on Baller. Baller batting with the bases empty and 2 away here, top half of the 9th. Florida leading by 2. Takes that one, and the count even at 2-2. Deuce is wild here now with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 2-run lead. So here's the pitch to Baller. That is hit weakly on a hop to third. Sharky, the long throw after the double clutch, not in time, and the runner is safe. So Baller 3 for 5 on the day, and it brings up Cloud. Hit a big double in the 8th and came around to score. That's foul to the third base side. Out of play. Count goes 0-1 on Cloud. Cloud, prior to that at-bat, had struck out twice and popped to second, line to second, and then had that big double last time up in the 8th. Here's the 0-1. Foul to the third base side, 0-2. So Astro 1 strike away from sending us to the bottom half of the 9th. Florida out hitting St. Louis by 3, more importantly outscoring them by 2. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. A good take there by Clouds. Here's the 1-2. Swung on a miss. Strike 3 and 2. The bottom of the 9th we go. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And the score after 8.5 remains Florida 4 and St. Louis 2 coming to bat. Choco looks not poised to finish the game. It's going to be the ChromeKey in relief. So, cap off a great day by Choco hit the 2-run home run that tied the score in the top half of the second at 2 apiece, and pitched 8 innings of wonderful baseball. Sharky swings and misses for strike 1. It's going to be Sharky, then Caleb plays, then we'll see who's next. The lineup's been shuffled around a bit. Swung and miss, and the count 0-2 now. Sharky 1 for 3 with a single all the way back in the first inning and was picked off. Calls time. That is hit out to right center. That will fall. The right fielder was late to respond to it. Rounding first, heading second, and now coming back is Sharky. So a nice, clean single for the pitcher of record, and it brings up Kayla plays. Kayla is 0 for 3 today. With a ground out and 2 pop outs. Popped out foul to catcher last time up. Check down at first. Not in time. Definitely not the time to get picked off right now. Tying run now at the plate in the bottom of the 9th. ChromeKey looking to save the game for Choco, who pitched and batted magnificently. Needs to get these 3 outs. The 0-1 is popped foul to the catcher, and Kayla plays 0 for 4 on the day, recording the first out of the inning. It brings up him now. Him 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 1 looking. Left-hander is ready, and the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 1, check down at first, not in time. That's right, bro. That's right. 1-1 now on him. Takes that one low and away. I'm joined here by the famous Australian gambler,
Hello.
Goldbridge. Put his life savings on the Sonics, winning their divisional series against Milwaukee. Very rich man.
I trusted God, and God told me that I should have put all of my life savings onto this, and I thank God for everything that He has done to me and gave.
Sharky got picked off at first for the second out. That's right. Well, it's 2-1 now. As Sharky records a unnecessary out, and the count now 2-2, and St. Louis now a strike away from losing this game. Him steps out and calls time. One strike away. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3, and that's our ball game here. Florida run out the victors with a brilliant outing by Choco at the plate and on the mound. He strikes out, I believe it was 12 over 8 innings. Only gives up that 2-run home run to Matthew. Sharky is the loser, giving up 4 runs off and striking out 11 himself. So it was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, none left in the bottom half of the 9th, in addition to a strikeout and no walks. So that settles it here at the ballpark in St. Louis. See the line scores. So we have the stats. It was a case of wasted opportunities. A good outing by Sharky wasted, as he pitched well. They probably should have relieved him a little earlier. He tired in the 8th, and is seen by giving up 4 hits and the 2 winning runs in that inning. And they just didn't capitalize on that for the rest of the game after that bombed first 2-run home run by Matthew. So that will do it from the ballpark here in St. Louis. This was Capitalist speaking on behalf of SESN on SBC. We'll be back on probably Wednesday for more Archers baseball. This is Capitalist saying good night and signing off.